India Today has accessed inside details of the Narendra Modi government strategy to restore law and order in Manipur. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, according to top government officials, is being briefed thrice a day on the latest developments, and he's believed to be personally monitoring the situation on ground. Restoration of peace and harmony is top priority. Union Home Minister Amit Shah is speaking to leaders both of the Kuki and the Meitei communities, and officials in the Ministry of Home Affairs at the centre are in touch with leaders and ensuring that both communities remain on the talks table. Their viewpoints are being studied and efforts are being made to bridge the divide. Efforts are also on to bring about a reconciliation on ground. And interesting developments: the mobile phone on which the horrific video of two women being paraded naked was filmed has been recovered, and using this mobile phone, the agencies hope to piece together the entire sequence of events leading to the filming and the sharing of the video and the timing of the leak. The video horror case is most likely to be handed over to the Central Bureau of Investigation. This is what the government is likely to tell the Supreme Court, that the Manipur video horror case should be tried outside Manipur in Assam. I quickly want to cut across to India Today's news director Rahul Kanwal, breaking down this big story first on India First. Rahul, give us details. Why is the centre so keen to hand over the investigation, especially about this video, to the Central Bureau of Investigation, and why are questions being raised about the timing of the Manipur horror video being released, Rahul?
Gaurav, one of the questions that's being asked often since this horrific gang rape video of Manipuri women being paraded naked came out in the public domain is, where was this video for 70 plus days? Because it dates back to early May this year, and for 70 days it wasn't in the public domain. Suddenly, a day before Parliament, this video comes out. So what we've heard from high-level sources in the government is that the original phone on which the video was shot and the person who filmed that video, both those have been found out, and now using that phone and the testimony of the person who filmed that video, the government hopes to establish the entire sequence of events from the filming of that video to the moment that it was released, try and establish the chain and to see whether there is indeed a conspiracy. Government sources suggest that they believe that there is a conspiracy because it came out just one day before Parliament. But to establish this as a concrete fact, they now will be probing this matter. What we've also heard is to ensure that there is a sense that the case is being, is being heard in a free and fair fashion. The government will ask in its affidavit before the Supreme Court tomorrow for the case to be moved out of Manipur, possibly to Assam. That's the affidavit the centre will present in the Supreme Court, so that this case can be tried by the CBI in a court in Assam, so it's not caught up in any ethnic clash, any wrangling on the ground in Manipur. Gaurav.
Rahul, break down the government strategy for us. How does it translate into action on ground when it comes to not just restoring peace and normalcy, but more important, the effort to bring about a reconciliation?
What we are learning, Gaurav, is that Home Minister Amit Shah is leading the government's efforts at the highest levels to try and bring members of the Kuki and the Meitei community on the negotiating table. There are many former government officials in both communities, the Home Minister himself, the IB director, officials in the MHA who handle the Northeast. They're all talking to them, trying to find a basis for reconciliation. What we've heard is that opinion amongst both communities is divided. There are those who say, let's bring the current round of violence to an end and let's talk. Then there are others who say that this is only possible if there is some long-term solution. The Kuki community wants a separate administrative area. The Meiteis want their own tribal status, and therefore there are those who want that those issues be discussed. But those are more intractable issues, and therefore an effort to try and talk talk about how to bring peace at this moment. The government's big hope, Gaurav, is that since the 18th of July, there hasn't been a single incident in which there has been a death. So far, there have been 150 official deaths. In this bout of violence which started in May, 500 plus people have been injured. We're told that 651 FIRs have been registered so far. So this is a case of violence which is being looked at from an ethnic violence stripe. You know, the government's not looking at the prospects of a China conspiracy. They don't see this from the lens of a Christian-Hindu conflict. They're seeing this as an ethnic conflict with deep historical past, and hoping that they can bring these two communities to the negotiating table and find some way of gingerly walking towards peace and normalcy. Gaurav.